Right now, there are people walking around with computers in their brains, seeing digital objects that are not really there, and controlling robots just by thinking. By the end of this decade, your glasses, your car, even the electricity in your wall could feel like straight-up science fiction. And the wildest part is number one on this list. Because if it works, it will not just change your life. It will rewrite how long that life can actually be. 10. Augmented reality glasses everywhere. Imagine walking down the street and seeing floating arrows on the sidewalk, guiding you exactly where to go. You glance at a building and reviews pop up in the air. You look at a friend and see their live translation captions as they speak another language. These are not bulky headsets, but normal-looking glasses or even contact lenses, quietly blending digital layers into the real world. Your entire day becomes a mix of physical and virtual, without ever picking up your phone. Tech giants are racing to release lightweight AR glasses. Smart lenses are already being tested for health, and displays can label everything you see in real time. 9. An AI assistant that knows you better than you do. Picture an invisible teammate that hears every meeting, reads every email, and never forgets a single detail of your life. It whispers reminders in your ear, drafts replies in your style, and warns you when you are about to make a bad decision you already made once before. This is not a simple chatbot. It is an AI trained on your messages, your files, your schedule, and your preferences, built to think alongside you. For many people, it will feel less like an app and more like a second brain. AI can already summarize calls and write emails today. Future models will plan projects and negotiate for you. 8. Your own digital twin in a virtual world. Imagine a detailed 3D copy of your house, your office, and even your city, living inside a virtual world that updates in real time. You put on a lightweight headset, or even just use a screen, and step into this mirror reality where you can test changes before touching the real world. Architects rearrange entire districts. Doctors rehearse complex surgeries on a digital version of your exact body. Companies simulate disasters on virtual factories without risking a single worker. You could even send your digital self to sit in a meeting while you watch from home. Car makers already test new models in full digital factories. Some hospitals use patient-specific 3D models for surgery planning. Home scanners can map rooms for virtual redesign. Of course, all of this needs a place to live in the real world. 7. 3D printed houses and instant construction. You arrive at an empty plot of land in the morning. By the next day, there is a fully built house standing there. A giant robotic arm slowly traces the outline of walls, squeezing out layers of concrete like frosting on a cake. Room after room appears with no bricklayers in sight. 3D printers can already build small homes in hours, carving doorways, wiring channels, and curved walls with perfect precision. In the near future, entire neighborhoods, disaster shelters, and even lunar bases could simply be printed on demand. Printed homes can reduce labor and material waste. Designs can include curves and shapes that are hard to build by hand. 6. Lab-grown meat and designer foods. You sit down to a burger that looks, smells, and tastes like beef. But no animal ever walked into a slaughterhouse to create it. Instead, a handful of cells from a cow grew in a stainless steel bioreactor, carefully fed nutrients until they formed real muscle tissue. At the same time, tanks of microorganisms quietly brew milk proteins, egg whites, and even honey, molecule by molecule. Grocery stores start stocking food that came from factories, not farms, with far less land, water, and suffering involved. Cultivated meat has already been served in a few restaurants. Some countries have approved lab-grown chicken for sale. Future foods can be tuned for nutrition and taste. Traditional farmers and food giants are both investing heavily. 5. Gene editing that silences diseases. Imagine a one-time treatment that enters your cells, finds a faulty gene, and simply turns it off. Inherited diseases that haunted families for generations could be stopped in a single person, and never passed to their children. Scientists are already using molecular scissors to cut and edit DNA inside living bodies, correcting mutations that once meant a lifetime of illness. Treatments work by editing DNA instructions inside cells. Ethical rules tightly control editing in embryos and future generations. 4. Brain-computer interfaces. A person who cannot move their arms sits in front of a keyboard. Electrodes on their head, or tiny threads in their brain, read faint electrical signals as they imagine moving their hand. Letters begin to type on the screen, almost as fast as ordinary texting. Brain-computer interfaces are turning thoughts into commands, letting paralyzed people move robotic arms, control wheelchairs, and even play video games. In the near future, healthy people might use similar tech to type, draw, or control devices without lifting a finger. Trials have restored some communication to locked-in patients. 3. General-purpose humanoid robots. A robot the size of a person walks into a warehouse, scans a shelf, and starts lifting boxes just like a human worker. Later, that same machine is reprogrammed to help in a hospital, delivering supplies and cleaning rooms without getting tired or sick. Humanoid robots are being designed to fit into our world exactly as it is, using the same tools, doors, and vehicles we already built for ourselves. As they get cheaper and smarter, they will start stepping out of factories and into everyday life. Several companies are testing human-sized bipedal robots long-term. They could handle household chores and elder care. They need a new kind of power. 2. Fusion power and near unlimited energy. Deep inside a concrete building, magnets the size of buses begin to hum. In the heart of a metal ring, superheated gas spins faster and faster until atoms slam together, releasing more energy than the machine consumes. Fusion power is the same process that lights the sun, but squeezed into a reactor on Earth. No coal, no long-lived waste, just huge bursts of clean energy when the reaction works. If engineers tame it, electricity could become so cheap and abundant that entire industries transform overnight. Giant reactors are under construction in Europe and elsewhere. 1. Slowing, and maybe reversing, human aging. Scientists take blood from a 90-year-old and a 30-year-old, then compare the molecules floating inside. They find chemical marks that act like rings on a tree, revealing how old your cells really are, no matter what your birth certificate says. In labs around the world, researchers are testing drugs, gene therapies, and cellular reprogramming that make old cells behave younger again in animals. Organs heal faster. Hair regrows. Lifespan stretches out. If even a fraction of this translates safely to humans, aging could shift from an unchangeable fate into a treatable condition. Some drugs have extended healthy lifespan in mice. You have just seen 10 technologies that are not distant fantasies, but real projects advancing right now. From cities printed in days and meat grown in tanks, to brain interfaces and fusion reactors, the world of 2030 will feel like a different planet. And at the top of the list, age-slowing science hints that your future self might live longer, healthier, and more upgraded than anyone alive today can fully imagine. Which of these breakthroughs excited you the most? Which one scares you? Would you plug an AI directly into your brain if it meant you could learn faster? Would you eat lab-grown meat if it tasted better and cost less? If you want to keep exploring the wild edge of technology, tap like, hit subscribe, and tell me in the comments which future topic you want next. Next time, we will dive into real companies working on mind uploading, digital immortality, and what might happen to your identity when your brain meets the cloud.